If your limiting beliefs are holding you back and you are struggling with how to change them, I have 3 questions for you to ask yourself. Number 1 is, does this belief really belong to me, or does it belong to someone else? We generally get our limiting beliefs from difficult situations in our lives or relationships with difficult people, and sometimes we internalize what they say about us, which may or may not even be their belief, but it becomes our belief. Or other times we actually absorb a belief from a caregiver or someone we're close to who believes it about themselves. We can absorb a limiting belief by osmosis from our caregivers when we're young. So really think through, is this your belief, or does this belief really belong to somebody else? Number 2, and this is a challenging one, but is your belief based in the fact that you are uniquely, unusually, horribly XYZ? That most people are not this way, but you are just uniquely bad or uniquely worthless or uniquely unlucky. Nobody else is as unlucky as you. Because if your belief is based in your being so unusually this bad thing, it is for sure false. And in working with clients over 20 years, this would come up when we were working on transforming some of their limiting beliefs and some of their negative core beliefs. Because I'd say, like, if this happened to somebody else, would you think that about them? And they'd always be like, no, but they're a good person. Well, then why did this experience make you think you're a bad person? And really, it would come down to this very almost primitive belief that developed extremely early in life that made the person feel that they were extremely that way to an extreme that nobody else was that way. And I don't know how many of my videos you watch, but I hope if you watch enough of them, you will get a feeling that we are all very much alike. We are all more alike than we are different. Many of us have the same types of thought patterns, similar struggles, all around the world. We have a lot in common, and it's very rare for anybody to be like the only one who is that bad, stupid, selfish, etc. So that's a question to really look into for yourself. And number 3 is also challenging. But if you have a limiting belief, what is the gain to you of having that belief? Generally, when we have some kind of counterproductive behavior or habit, there's some type of hidden gain. And this can be really hard to get your head around. But is that limiting belief protecting you from something? Or so it seems, right? I'm not saying it truly is protecting you, but it developed because it was trying to protect you. And it probably still is preventing you from having a feeling you don't want to have. So let me give you an example for a couple of these. Let's say you'd like to get a new job, but you have a limiting belief that you are just not good enough. That limiting belief might sort of be protecting you from being disappointed. That belief, that part of yourself that holds that belief, doesn't want you to go after that job and then be disappointed. Because honestly, let's say you're not good enough and you apply for the job and you don't get it. So what, right? But the limiting belief is like, no, don't even bother, because it's avoiding disappointment. We do a lot of things to avoid certain emotions. And weirdly, I would say, and I saw this with my clients a lot, and I know it in myself, we try so hard to avoid being disappointed. We try really, really hard to avoid being embarrassed or shamed in any way. And sadness. Sadness is another one that we'll get all sorts of anxious and worried and tell ourselves bad things about ourselves just so we can avoid feeling sad. So honestly, it's better to let ourselves feel those emotions. But notice, is that limiting belief helping to protect you from possibly feeling one of those super uncomfortable emotions? So you would rather limit yourself and feel negative things about yourself than to feel one of those emotions. And then I also want to share with you that I do have a free PDF, Transform Your Negative Core Belief. It helps you walk through to identify exactly what that core belief is, and then gives you 3 techniques to rewire it, right? To begin to develop a more adaptive, positive belief. So many people have found that super helpful. The link will be in the notes to this video. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of these 3 questions, if any of them surprised you or gave you a particularly interesting answer. Hit that like button if you liked this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week.